Hello, everybody. So today I think we're going to check out Advent of Code. I think a lot of people have recommended it. For anyone who doesn't know, you can of course go to the website, right? But it's basically like a challenge where each day of December up until December 25th, you get two challenges, one each day, two each day, of course, and you get a star for each challenge you complete. Overall, that's 25 times 2 or 50 stars. If you get all 50 stars, you just win the competition, I guess. Each day, of course, it's not just like normal challenges, there's actually an actual story that goes on, and you're supposed to kind of like follow along with how like the elves get into a lot of like different situations, and you're supposed to kind of help them by coding and finding the solution to their challenges, right? So the day one challenge, of course, I'm a little bit late, so that's the thing, but I think we can manage, right? We're going to be doing a challenge. It's not going to be just normal Advent of Code. I think we're going to be doing what a lot of people do, which is a random language every single day. So yeah, I'm going to pull up a wheel, and we're going to pick a name. Right. So we're going to think about a few of the different like languages we're going to use. I think we're probably going to try out PHP, Rust, C++, C, Python, JavaScript, Java. What else? I mean, we have Phasm. For now, I think that's kind of it. And then we can actually add more languages and go on as time goes by. So I think we can spin the wheel and see what we get for the first day. JavaScript. Oh well. Oh, we're going to be using JavaScript, I guess, for the first day. Let's take a look at the challenge. Something to do with the global snow production, yeah, whatever. Collect the stars by solving puzzles. The puzzles will be made available on each day of the Advent Code calendar. This can put the puzzle knock when you complete the first. You try to ask trebuchet and you hang on. Did you just see the sky? Of course. Where do you think snow comes from? When you realize that the elves are already loading you into trebuchet, please hold still. We're trying to type in. As they're making the final adjustments, they discover that their calibration documents, your puzzle input, has been amended by a very young elf who was apparently just excited to show off her art skills. Consequently, the elves are having trouble reading the values on the document. The newly improved calibration document consists of lines of text. Each line originally contained a specific calibration value about the elves now need to recover. On each line, the calibration value can be found by combining the first digit and the last digit in that order to form a single two-digit number. For example, in this example, the calibration values of these lines are 12, 38, 15, yes, and they make up to and 77, right? Adding these together produces 142. Consider the entries of the calibration of what is the sum of all the calibration values. Well, yeah, cool. Well, now that we've gotten that, I think we should first start by installing an IDE or something we can use. I think we're probably going to be using NewVim and Vim. NewVim Qt. Qt download. Electrical platform GUI, whatever. NewVim Qt. Step base. So I think this is going to take some time, so I'm going to just cut once we have it. Now that I have Vim installed, we can probably start the actual challenge. So this seems fairly simple. Let's actually go ahead and cmd really quickly. And probably go to here, D, ls, seed into programming, seed into AOC, ls, quickly, ls, and let's seed into 2023, and let's make a directory like day one. Alright, and let's actually make a project. So we're probably going to be using Node, and I guess let's actually start by writing some JavaScript, right? So let's open up like we can probably make like main.js. Alright, so we can write a really basic like hello world. Alright, and let's try this. So node main.js. Great, so that's a basic hello world. And alright, let's continue from here. So the first thing I probably want to do is actually find the read-in file in Node. Read file. fs, constant fs, or you can just import it, right? So we can do some like import fs. And well, I don't want to write it, I want to just read it. Read entire file. Let's see. Read file stream. Probably just this, right? So we just do let data equal to fs read file sync. And let's just open up like inputs.txt, and let's actually just log it maybe. Let's see what happens. Node main.js. Oh well, that's because we're using that. So let's actually use require instead, like the old syntax. Fs equal to require fs. I guess. Also file directory input.txt, right? So let's actually touch on input, or we can edit it in here. So we can do input.txt, and we can do like hello world in here. So let's ditch it and back to main.js, right? And then get some sort of like buffer. We probably want to read it as like a string. So buffer to string Node.js. Well, same thing. To string. Okay, so I guess that's some sort of like a method. So you can probably like do string like this. And probably this one is kind of small, so let's actually resize it a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. Alright, let's kind of do this maybe, or even just kind of do this, right? So let's have like the little we have a method for that stuff, the string, so we can run it and we get hello world, right? And a lot of empty spaces. I guess for now we can probably like try the input data. I guess we don't really need this. We can probably open up the ID like this. It's simpler. So alright, let's probably quit you. We can take in the input. We can split it by lines. I think there was something like split, and by some sort of like delimiter, like slash new line. Or maybe there's even a function like split lines. Let's actually search it. So split lines, JavaScript. As you can see, I'm not really too much into. I guess, yeah, sure. I don't, yeah, we can just split by that. And we can probably map the ones that have a really small length. We can probably look like the lines now. Let's actually move this to the right. Images. Make this a lot smaller. Let's actually, now that we have that, I'm going to take in some of the example data. So we can take you, paste you over here, right? And now if you log it, see. Okay, that's kind of cool, but I feel like we should map it. So like we have a line, and we're going to return a line where we have basically like if line, if line length is more than 0, like turn line. Otherwise, I think that's going to do it correctly. Oh, right, so it's undefined. So let's actually check out map. Not JS. Map. Method is an iterative method. Got a function once. Yeah, read the interactive methods. Section for more information is invoked only on the indexes which have assigned values. It's not an alternative, it's also sparse arrays. It's generic, it only accesses this value and length property. Examples: mapping, map on an object, map. Maybe we need to filter, not this. Filter. Alright, that's exactly what we want. So we need to filter the line. Where the line is, just we just need to do this, right? So we just do this, and that should do it. Right, we get this. We can probably even map it afterwards, where we have like the line, and we can just return line dot trim right dot trim left, probably dot trim left as well, because we're on Windows and we don't really wanna. So we need to just trim left and trim right. JavaScript. Let's get that. For specific characters on the end of the string. Yep. Oh, so it's like it's trim end and trim start. So it's trim end and trim start. That's it. Now let's try and run now. Alright, now we get the raw strings. And what can we do? Well, we can now do another map. So that's our line. Again, we can reassign it. Right, with this map. That line, that, right? And I guess what we can do is just get like line find. Maybe within that, we can probably get like all the characters and just the first and the last one by iterating over them. But I mean, we can do something like find, maybe. We can do find first. Is there like a method like find first with function? Function in JavaScript. Find. Alright, so we need to do find line, and we need to find line. Did I use? No, that's actually basic syntax. That's actually not line, that's actually character, right? So char is numeric. So check if character is numeric. JavaScript. Is a number. Well, we can do, no, the type doesn't, check character is a number. Well, yeah, we can do the, well, sure, okay, so we want to do 0 and character less than or equal to 9, so that's our first one, and then we can probably yank this and then just go to the end and paste it again, but instead of find we probably want to do rfind, and let's actually do that, and let's return it instead and see what happens. Line, that line has already been declared. Well, I mean, we can override it, right? We can always do this. Internal type find is not a function. Okay. Well, we can always like do this, right? I feel like we can always do that. Okay. Array, maybe? Or like iter, because most languages have iterate, right? String as array of characters. There's in JavaScript. Array from. Yeah, sure, we can split it by nothing, so it's basically this. And now let's run it. There is no such thing as reverse find from end JavaScript. Find last. Why the fuck do you name your stuff so weirdly, dude? Alright, and those are the numbers now, and we can actually convert it to numbers. So how do we convert string to number in JavaScript? The string to number in JavaScript. Come on, can you just give me the solution? My god. Number, I guess. Parse int. Maybe. Parse int. How about we do that? And now we have integers. And we just dot sum. Or is there no sum method? Maybe I need to do sum on this shit. Lines. Now we can just do some lines. Lines. Alright. Sum numbers in array. I mean, I can write it myself, but I think there's a better way. For each, there's okay, that's kind of stupid, but whatever. We can just do something like for each, and we can do let sum equal to 0, right, for each, and sum plus equals 1. That's it. And is that going to work? Let's see. Right, we don't really log it, but it compiled, let's say, but yes. 144. So 42, is that the answer to... I have a lot of tabs open, so let's actually close them. Probably not this one, so let's actually close. Close. Okay. 142, right? So it's get your puzzle inputs. We can probably W get it. W get this shit to input.txt. Aha, so it's actually the other way. Dash O input.txt maybe. What is the syntax again? Okay, we got it. And now if we run the command again. Man. Okay, interesting. That's a little bit interesting. So maybe we can do... Maybe there's like lines that are not it. Bad request. Okay, so we can just copy that ourselves. Alright. Paste. Cool. Node.js, answer is 54,601. Submit. And got started. Let's continue to part 2. Here calculation isn't quite right. It looks like one of the digits are actually spelled out with letters. So 1, 2, 3, okay, whatever. 9 also count as valid digits equipped with this new information. You now need to find the real first digit, for example. Okay, 2, 9. That's gonna be a little bit more difficult, but I feel like, alright, that's not too bad. Well, what we can do is kind of like, we can do a functional type of solve on this. Alright, so let's actually check this out. So it's 2 and 9, 8 and 3, but I'm more interested in 2 and 4, 4 and 2. Okay, so there's still valid characters, right? Alright, so that's kind of cool, I guess. Maybe now that we have like our lines, right? We have our new input. Let's actually copy the input. So let's actually edit now input to.txt instead of that, and we can paste this in. That's kind of cool, I guess. And I guess what we can do is actually do a little bit of like, it's not gonna be fast in any way, by the way. This is just functional programming, but we can split it by that delimiter. We can find maybe find maybe we can do something like filter or not, right? We can find substring in string JavaScript, I imagine. In string JavaScript. Oh, I can do includes. Index of, so okay, we can do instead of that, so that's a solution 1. We can probably do something like solution 1. So let's do solution 1. Okay, by the way, if we input it like this and we do solution 1, by the way, is it going to work? Let's hope it does. Yep. So okay, let's try out now solution 2. Solution 2. Let's copy a lot of the code because it's kind of required, right? So it's actually input 2 this time. Okay, we have the inputs 2. And what can we do now? Well, first again, we need to kind of map and get all the lines that are like okay, get all the lines and their data. Cool. We can even log them now. Log lines. See how they look like. We don't really run solution 2, right? Solution 2. We should run it. So what happened? Entry point, user entry point, whatever, object console log. Okay, so it's console.log. Right. And I got to 219, yes, exactly what we needed. So now what we can do is probably, well, we can iterate it as like in the C type of way. So we have lines, and we're going to do for each, right? Line in lines, but I guess we can do that at the end. We can even do it here, maybe. Let's sum equal to 0. Alright. And let's have like a function called what? Let's have like an array of like numbers, where we have like a nummap maybe, where we have like a string like 2, like 1, 2, 1, 0, 0, etc. 0, 2, 0. I imagine there's gonna be some zeros in here. Are there any? 0. What about in the final input output? H plus inputs? 0. No zeros. Okay, so we don't need 0. Right, we can copy this line, paste it for however many times we need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, so let's tab in a little bit. Tabulation like this. I use spaces, by the way. You can do some like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and in here we can have that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5, that's 6, that's 7, 8, and of course 9, right? Okay, cool. And we can do something like for let I equals 0, I less than line length plus I, but I don't think plus I works. I think we're going to have to do this because JavaScript, right? And we can do something like off, let the word off equal to 0, and then we're going to iterate over the map for each map number string. Well, what we can do is actually something like alright, line dot substring from what is the substring method, by the way? I'm not quite sure, like substring JavaScript. From something to something. So you do like the C++ one. So that and then line length minus I, that's basically the line. We can actually even log it maybe. Console log. Right, and let's actually even, can I assert false really quickly? Like trigger assertion failed, right? So yeah, and if we do something like let L that L more than or equal to 0 and L less than or equal to 9, so it is a number, then we have like the beginning. Then we can actually break out of the loop at the begin equal to null. Then we can do something like return, and then we can do something like begin equal to what? To percent oh. L at 0. Can I get that? Percent, and we can break it. Otherwise, else. If. Okay, we didn't break here, so we can do something like for each. So we can do something like nummap for each. It's probably going to be like key and then the value. Let found equal to false. Found equal to true, by the way. Why do we need that? Because I kind of don't know how to break out of the upper loop, right? So we can do if I guess found equal to true. If found, if L starts with key, then found is equal to true, and not only that, but also begin is equal to value, right? So, and if found, we can break. This is kind of very redundant code, and we can even do something like console log begin, maybe. Nummap for each is not a function. Really? Iterate over an object. JavaScript. Iterate over object for key value. Const property in. That's stupid, right? I wanna iterate over like keys, right? Yeah. No, like key value pairs. Over key value pairs. Check the JavaScript. So entries, right? So you do object entries. Okay, that's kind of cool. So you do for. So that makes it a lot simpler. Undo. Okay, let's copy this. Paste. And that's actually going to be our nummap, right? And you can do some like value. And that's it. And we can just do break. We can just break immediately. We can make it a little bit faster. And I think now it should work. Maybe I forgot to put a semicolon somewhere. 2. Okay, 2, 8. See, this is 4, 1, 7. Okay, so we can get it. Now we gotta get it backwards as well. Of course, the rule of do not repeat yourself. This is, again, not very optimal code. Not at all, actually. We do it the other way around, so you just do from substring backwards. So basically, from the line length minus I to I itself, right? I'm going to do I, oh, it's more than line length. I is equal to line, okay, that's a little stupid of me, but 0, right? So line, so it's actually going to be end instead of it, and all right, found break, and found is equal to false, by the way. Found is equal to false, false, just in case. Begin. Plus end as a string. String from. How about that? Okay, string. So number to string. JavaScript. So it has like a method for it. Okay, that's kind of cool. Dot to string and to string as well. And that should be the numbers like ooh, okay, so wow, um, 22. It's weird, right? But it's so it's actually not that, it's actually line length, right? So it gets, all right, that makes sense. 22, 88, 11, that's not correct, right? So okay, L line substring, basically it goes backwards. But that's not actually how you do it, I imagine, because you wanna move a certain amount from the end. Okay, how did we do it in here? So we checked if it begins with, right? So yeah, just move backwards from the start. We can even log it, right? We can console log that L, and let's see what happens. We only get to 1, huh? Okay, so I is equal to what? To like the length minus the length. Yes. 219. Well, right, so it should be 0. Well, it's less than the length. Yeah, that makes sense. So the last iteration is correct. And it's probably plus equals instead of equals. And it's no, right, so that's interesting. Wait, what? Why did it cannot read properties of no? Okay, I can just not log it, but I did log L, right? So hello. Console line length maybe. See if it works or not. Different lines. Column here. Wow, it's less than the line. Like, okay, that's just a stupid mistake of mine. And we can just do this, right? That makes sense. And we can just not log it anymore. I think it works. Alright, and that's 29, 83. Let's actually check if it's correct. We can probably close most of these. Except the wheel of names. I think I'm going to keep that for later. They want input. So this is, yeah, this is the exact same thing. So wait, what do you say? It's 29, 83, 13, 24, 42, 14, 76. Okay, and then we can just, all right, and then we can just do this and then just sum that stuff as percent, right? This, and we can log the sum, right? It's really bad code, right? I wouldn't advise you to do this. It's a lot of repetition. And it's the answer to 284. So one, yes, this. So now we can actually get the actual. Okay. Real quick. Okay, the actual answer, and what do we get? We get no. That's interesting, right? Because begin was actually something, and was no. So we can probably do like with an index, you know. In which case, this for each isn't optimal, right? Because we keep track of the index. And I guess we can just kind of like console assert that begin. It's a begin. Begin was no at line, and then index. End. So we can do end, and then this and was no at line, so we can insert it. N was no at line 44. Okay, so we can go to 44, but that's 6, right? Okay, so yes, more than equal, less than equal. That makes sense. How about we log also and begin was something. Begin. That makes sense. And begin was 9, so it's 44. Let's get to 44. It's Are you sure? Right, and we can do some like slash new line, and then we can actually build the line itself maybe. But that's, yeah, because, okay, index is equal to 1 at line 45, right? So 45, 9v, and that's 9, right? So more than, okay, yes, length less than or equal to length maybe, because we also want to check when it's equal, and that's the result. Okay, so if we input it in, what do we get? That's not the right answer. It's too high. If you're stuck, make sure you get the full input data. Okay, that's interesting. So let's actually get the input and make sure it's correct. So we go to 0, home, shift G, Okay, so it's 0, shift V, shift G, and we paste in the actual input. It seems like it doesn't really parse it too well, right? Because 7 and 3, right? It should be 73. 73, right? So we can even do something like results. Why is it like that? One nine, so you do, yeah, that's correct for the original stuff. Okay, let's actually move the inputs to the txt to inputs to underscore the txt, and then let's edit this, and copy the test data, right, and we paste it in here. And now let's run it. It's 281. Yeah, that makes sense. And then let's do the underscore one. So underscore. I'm a little stuck right now. It makes sense though, doesn't it? Although it hasn't changed, you still get your puzzle inputs. Yes, that makes sense. So you get 29. So let's actually log it, right? No, we can log the results like this. I guess you can do some like, sure, red path, do this very quickly, path, so you can do something like console log, where is it, where do we log it? Okay, we log it here, so we can do something like path, 2 dots, line, or index in this case, 2 dots space, so that it's double spaced. Okay, let's check out 0, for example. We can even probably output it to output.txt, and let's actually edit output, and that's vs with output.txt, right? So actually edit inputs to underscore, so it's 9 and 2, that makes sense. 7 3, yes, 9, okay, that's interesting. Oh, right, that's a dangerous thing to do. 0, right, that makes sense. Yep, now it's a lot more, it should be a lot normal, yeah, a lot more normal, and the output should be a lot more clean. So let's actually comment this out, since I don't want to really fill up the entire console. It's this. Yep. Well, that's cool. So this was all for day 1. Right, let's actually just clean up a little bit of our solutions. We can check out this. So let's actually probably move inputs to input to underscore dot txt to input.txt to inputs to dot txt. Alright, so that we don't forget that. Let's actually update the path so we don't forget. What else did we need? Yeah, we can just remove output.txt, ls, and that's it. And yeah, that's basically all for today. I don't think we have anything else. We've solved the challenge, and we're able to move on to the next one, right? So I'm probably going to film a little bit more, and that's about it. So see y'all in the next video. And that's it for me. Bye!